I've been working on a tool that helps people become more Googleable. Largely people who are figureheads where they're an entrepreneur or personal brand or whatnot, and it's all tied around Google's knowledge graph. Look at this. This morning, this is one of our friends, and we have a sock company that does almost $1 million a month, just sending out socks with people's faces on them.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, we have like 70 moms in Portland. And so they
I'm pretty sure that someone gave, well, I mean, I know you gave me some socks from that company, but I'm pretty sure whether it's that company or a different company, someone gave Libby dog socks with our dog, and it could have been that company.
That's probably us.
Yeah.
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 There's different variations of, for your sports team, for your dog, for your hobby, for
your
wife, that kind of thing. All right. So if most people do a search like this, your personal brand site ranks #1, which is good. Strong authority, good links, fair number of keywords. Here's your knowledge panel. Partial one that shows on the right side, these different boxes. Ties to your books, ties to your socials. And then anyone else that's mentioning you. So it may say, people also look at these other entrepreneur people, right? So if we look it up, this is just pulling off of Google's knowledge graphic. Anybody can build it. This is not very special. There's only one. And let's see, here it is. Now, searching by the knowledge graph ID, the KGM ID. It's a slightly different search because we're asking Google, okay, for this particular object, give me everything in order of power of what's associated with it. And because think of this as like I
got you.
Like a bookshelf with all the books. What are all the facts that are associated with this object? And then here's related searches. So it's not a surprise that, well, normally we'd see LinkedIn as #1.
Yeah, I don't use it.
Okay. Well, so these are what it has. And then triple dots here, the share shows that ID. And then if we claim, you have not claimed it.
I've tried to claim it. It just doesn't I haven't figured out how to make it work.
Okay. Well, most people, they get rejected because when they come here, they click get verified because you have to be verified on Google which is not it's a different verification, of course. It's a free one, right? And then you say, yes, I'm Scott. Yes, this is me.
Right.
Then when this is the box where people get messed up because they say, here's why do you want it? Well, because I'm Scott Oldford and I want a knowledge panel. That's how you get rejected.
I see.
So what you're supposed to do is say, I sold this company, I spoke at this mastermind, I published this book. So you need to cite all the things that are factual, that can be verified, largely just restating a lot of the items that are here. And then if the items aren't here and you've come in and claimed, I've hung out with Dennis Yu and, we both spoke at Traffic and Conversion Summit. And like you need the catch-22 is you've got to get those facts onto these objects. And then when you come in and claim, then because it's humans that come in and look at this so far, most, right? Then you get approved.
Right.
So the whole act of building a personal brand site and connecting, we're just trying to connect all these facts together, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah. So then if I see this as, okay, so this is Scott Oldford, there's some things about you, high authority, write a lot of content. Here's the book. But then if I look at where the keywords and pages are, and you can use this, you can use whatever tool you want. They all kind of do the same thing. Obviously, break on your name. I sell content.
I don't really do a whole lot for that. I've never really focused on SEO.
Well, you don't need to. It's impossible to do SEO.
Yeah, I know. It's just
me as a search engine engineer, I write all about that. So basically, you've done lots of talks and interviews and written social posts. Those can just be repurposed into articles. That's the arbitrage for you.
Yep. Totally.
So then, we could do that. One of your VAs could do that. Pretty easy. And then you become more Googleable. Because then if this stuff, because you've written some real banger Facebook posts, right? But if those are repurposed into articles, that could show up here, but none of it shows up here, right?
Yeah. We use, I mean, as you see, I was starting to do it back in 2020 and then I just abandoned it. Yeah.
Anyway, it's simple arbitrage. Anyone who has demonstrated real proof of actual success and there's real stories and videos and whatnot, then we just run through this thing that we publish openly called the Content Factory. So here you have produced a ton of stuff. It can be processed or not using AI tools and whatnot to then live on your personal brand website company
What's
websites, book websites.
what's the offer for people that you have on this one? How are you selling it?
So I've been doing it for my friends. I wasn't planning on making it a product or offer. I've done it so many times now
Yep.
that it's probably not the right price, but I just charge $1,500 one time, and then our VAs execute this whole thing.
And what are you doing for $1,500?
They have to give us a folder with all these videos, or maybe they have a YouTube channel with all these videos. Somehow we have to have access to all this stuff, or we can probably just find it because there's no burden on them. Then we process it through ChatGPT and Descript. And we've been building these AI bots in combination with our VAs. So it's probably still 50-50 on AI tools plus VAs.
Yep.
And then we build a personal brand website, which has got schema and whatever, repurposing these articles, linking their socials together, claiming the socials they don't have on all the secondary networks, tying all those together, and then helping on the submission process for the knowledge panel. And then if we need certain items, we might boost for $1 a day. So the ones that are the highest authority will boost for $1 a day because then Google sees the traffic through Chrome. And that also helps us.
Pretty fucking good offer you got.
Yeah, well, I've been doing it for friends. So I've not made this a mainstream kind of, because all these people who are nobodies want help. And then I've taken a couple just.
It's hard to help somebody that doesn't have all the pieces.
Yeah, exactly. The biggest thing is, they have to be qualified. Like, oh, but I saw you did it for this person and that person, and you did it for nobody. I mean, yeah, sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. But,
All right, so here's what. So I'm definitely interested in that. Again, that like I'll do that because mine isn't put together. I'd love to have mine put together, and I'd also love. I don't have any team or whatever to do it, and I don't have any big budget. But if you've got something where it's like, hey, we'll publish a bunch of blog articles just using your videos and content, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll say yes to that.
Yeah. And you've created a ton of content. It's good content. Scott, most people, their content's shit.
Yeah, well, I also got my new book, which also isn't on there, and that's 360 pages of bangers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and amazing content. So there's one thing that I wanted to talk. Actually, I didn't want to talk. That's not why I'm getting on the phone. I got something I really very interested to talk about. But this literally just came out in the last week, which is I've been for a lot of my one-on-one clients, which is a lot less than I used to do. It's basically 100%. I've trained, ChatGPT at this point on me pretty well. It knows me pretty well, knows my content pretty well. And I mean, my capacity is probably like 10 times what I used to be since using it because it knows my strategies, all those different types of things. My vision is something where it's kind of like Telegram. It's me, the client, a growth coach that's trained by me, and the AI bot. And so instead of paying me a lot of money to work with me one-on-one, someone can pay like $1,000, $2,000 a month, get all of my model stuff, but I'm there and a growth coach is there to basically approve what the AI is saying.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I like that hybrid approach.
All right. So it's a hybrid.
Not just a pure Scott bot.
You can't just get a chat bot because it's fucking useless. And I'm not saying it won't be useless in the future. I'm just saying right now, I don't think that somebody should be using AI to guide their entire business without having some actual real experience. So the idea of it is instead of me, if someone asks, well, hey, how should I do this? Or, hey, can you review this? There's someone there that knows my stuff. I'm there too. I can kind of go in and I'm also there for the mindset piece and just the integrity piece. But I'm willing to scale my mentorship business if that was the case.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to have these AI bots as assistant coaches, but you and someone else is always watching.
Me and the other person's always, they can have conversations, they can have like whatever with it. That's my, and I mean, in many ways, I think you can take that and you can turn that into a software by itself, or at least a service for experts like
you. Can, yeah. When the agent architecture with OpenAI is out, but it still has problems in it. 4.5, as you saw, just came out a week ago.
Yeah.
And what I would do.
Yeah, I don't know how to build this at the end of the day.
It's not a big deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Like me as a software engineer, let me just tell you, with software, there's getting the data in, processing it, doing something with it, and then pushing something out. That's it. That's called the 3-tier model. So check this out. So we have these VAs, if you will.
Yep.
Brandon's a VA, Jennifer's a VA. I mean, obviously, we made these VAs. These are not born. These are not humans, right? And they do different functions.
Yep.
So Jennifer grades articles, right? Put an article, and then if we look at how you configure Jennifer, you can see where's the edit. Okay, we've trained her by having all these different SOPs and trainings and videos. And like, I have, Scott, thousands of videos where I've done audits and I've done whatever. There's like proof that that then, so the AI has taken all these and then assembled these into documents. We put them here, including these other instructions, right? And then this becomes a Jennifer is now able to do this task over and over again. Right. So we have this library of SOPs where we've created these agents that do these various things. Book me for public speaking, help people on their knowledge panels, scour the internet to find anytime, whether there's whoever said something good about Scott Oldford, find all of those. Could be somewhere in a podcast somewhere, what. And so these VAs they kind of suck. Right. For all the reasons you mentioned, a human has to watch because they'll argue with you, they'll lie to you, they're incomplete, they're lazy.
They can be unhinged for sure.
I mean, just all, and I've used all of them. Okay, so they all have the same problem. It's endemic to LLMs. Doesn't matter. Oh, but you should use Claude 3.7. It's yeah. I know, but no. Yep. So I think like what you have is you could have these different coaches, and maybe, if you will, some of these coaches specialize in different things, like looking at the financial model, like looking at their marketing strategy, like writing their content, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I call them VAs. I give them names. Brandon, right?
Yeah.
That's what Brandon does. Brandon's here too. You got a blog post like, here's what I have so far. What do you think? Okay, well, so Brandon says, that's great, but here's some things you should consider. And then I don't know enough about you and what your business is and what your goals are to really tune this article. So you haven't given me that. So you got to plug that in. So then this VA talks to this other VA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah. So my vision is there's essentially a chat interface like Telegram.
Yeah.
And again, I know it's definitely possible. I think it will work incredibly well because one of my businesses, I've ran it from AI is now the CEO. It's been the CEO for about 4 months, and it takes all the Stripe data, all the analytics, everything, what everyone's doing on a daily basis, all the KPIs, and basically tells me what to do.
Awesome.
Very much better CEO than I've ever been.
CEO is more advisory or actually doing the stuff and making decisions?
I'm actually making the decisions. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I don't trust any of the AIs to do that yet, but
well, it's making decisions with me, like meaning, but I've said yes to 95% of it.
Okay.
Right. And it's not the most complex business model in the world, but I mean, the business is having a lot of growth and a lot of success, and it mostly is like really good at keeping you disciplined. Like, here's what we're going to do. All right, so here's what I want to show you.
Okay.
So, just bring this up and close all the tabs that I don't need. A second. So, as we both know, biggest problem I've always seen is you got a bunch of entrepreneurs, specifically online entrepreneurs, because it's my world. They, for the most part, don't know what to do. Meaning, if you're at 10K a month, they don't know what's actually going to get them to the next level, right? And they complete either misinformation, right thing, wrong time, listening to somebody that's talking smoke up their ass, all these different types of things. Or just simply they got the right information, they just don't know what to kind of do. So, and then you got entrepreneurs like me. I've spent $2 million on paid ads a year since 2016, and I've probably wasted 1.6 million every year because I only work with people making 50K a month or above. So I had to invent a part of my business model that helps people below 50K a month, not because I wanted to, but because it needed to subsidize getting to those people.
Right.
So essentially what I built is a discovery platform for entrepreneurs to be like, all right, hey, I'm at 20K a month. I'm an agency. I got this issue, this. And then it basically goes and finds the resources, lead magnets, trainings, those different types of things from our partners that are like, hey, this is what you should be listening to. Here's what you should be actually learning and that type of thing. And then in June, it'll have kind of branch logic AI. And I wouldn't use the word AI with you. Other people might think it was AI. It's not, it's dumb AI. And it'll be like, okay, hey, answer these 12 questions. You got marketing problems and you're an agency at 20K a month. There's only 5 problems. Which one's your most important one? Answer these questions. And then it'll actually be able to book you a call with one of the top people. Okay. So
that makes sense. Yeah. These conditional trees happen every time as part of qualifying and advancing and recommending.
100%. So we've got people that are partnering with us. We're at the kind of beginning of that. So when they opt in, when somebody opts in, say, hey, in partnership with Online Business Owner, and this is about to be redesigned. The new version V2 goes live next week. Actually, maybe this week. So they go, Scott Oldford, what type of business? I'm in the coaching. I'm a business coach. Let's understate my revenue so I have more offers. I'm in United States, and my biggest challenges, let's say, are marketing. And so I submit and say, hey, here's some recommended newsletters based on that, right? Get more clients. Yeah, I'll take that one. And no recommended trainings for me today, because no one hit kind of that criteria in this particular case. And yeah, that's interesting. I'm of course in here. Free guide, design and activate winning strategies. Sure. And this wealth code. All right, boom. And so then it goes to this thank you page, right? And of course, we redesigned it to be kind of a lot more design friendly, minus the AI stuff on the left. This is a beta. This is the beta version, right?
I get it.
You get it. And so essentially, what we built is a cost per lead model. Makes it so that every single time that someone clicks one of these, and then they get zapped over, they go to their funnel, whatever it might be. But when somebody comes in, they've actually, hey, here's who I am. And yes, I actually want your thing. We send all the data that we collected over to them. We no bounce check everyone. And if someone hasn't clicked or opened in the 30 days after, we refund that lead and basically they get a new lead. So that's what I've been kind of busy building. We're generating about 1,500 leads a day right now on the platform. We'll be up to 5,000 by the end of March, just our different lead partners and that type of thing. And on the lead monetization side, like let's say like this person's generating basically 1,000 leads a day right now. And every single time that someone goes through that survey process, on average, we're making $16. And we're splitting that with somebody else. So now in the future, I'll be able to come to you and say, hey, you have a phone call, you have a phone team, or hey, you have a webinar, you have whatever. I can guarantee you, I can get somebody with all their data perfectly qualified. They've gone through that business intelligence, and we'll be able to get somebody on a phone call or an appointment or an application versus just like, hey, here's this resource.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we're going. So the first part of the program is cost per lead of like getting someone in your world to nurture them. The second part is literally like, hey, we think your biggest opportunity for growth is, look, you got authority, but you don't have this thing. Would you like to go ahead and submit an application for the knowledge base accelerator, right? And the application would come completely to you, and then you would just follow up, and that person already has information on what they submitted, and you know they're perfectly qualified because you've said, I only want people that are at 50K, that are this, that are this, that are this.
So yeah, very customizable. It's not customizable. It's way better than another ClickFunnels or whatever with templates.
Yeah, nothing like that. And we can go on, we can be embedded in, we're even testing being embedded inside of software. So when somebody signs up to a SaaS, we're part of the onboarding sequence.
Who runs the ads to these landing pages or whatnot?
I mean, in some cases it's us, but for the most part, it's just them, whatever they're doing, like whoever's running their media and their ads and that type of thing. Like we just signed Jay Shetty goes live this week, tomorrow. Digital marketer is going to be going live in about 2 weeks. With this on it. We don't want, right now, we are probably going to do like 10 lead partners at the current moment until the end of the month. And because obviously it's an ecosystem, we got to have enough people to pay for the leads that are obviously coming in. And we might be at that point. So like right now, my two biggest things obviously is lead partners and people that want leads, have a working funnel, want to grow. And I mean, right now, like early data, 45% open rates when we're sending leads over, very qualified people. Like it's working.
What about Rich Sheffrin or working with Michelle? It seems obvious.
Yeah, Michelle sent me over like 6 or 7 clients now, and we're onboarding all the people that she sent over. And I think Rich is going to be in on this as well. And like I just got introduced to a company that's a 9-figure company, and they help people start their LLCs. And he was like, hey, but we'll take 25,000 leads a month. We'll take whatever you kind of send us. So anyways, I'm more so trying to get it in front of as many people to know, hey, this is what I'm doing. I built this for like my personal brand because I was like, man, I'm sick of spending all this money. And I don't want to do this anymore. And then secondarily, like all my portfolio companies like Kidpreneur and Cohere and all these types of things, like, one of my software why is this up here? One of my software companies, Cohere, is like a coaching SaaS. And so like one of the biggest issues, I'm not the founder or anything like that. It's just I'm the second largest shareholder. Like it's really hard to get leads into this at profitability. If you go over to like Kidpreneurs, same thing. Like same thing. So I wanted a platform where we could be like, all right, this is leads coming in. Here's where we want to show them. And so the way I look at it is that it just builds my entire ecosystem. But obviously, I want to be, pushing through a lot of lead flow here. So I'm not saying, hey, I got it. Like I don't necessarily know how it necessarily involves with you. I'm just trying to connect with as many people in my world to be like, hey, this is what I've got. I'm not building this to be like a mass scale thing, meaning like I want 500, 600 people on a platform,
Right.
and that's it. I want to build like a walled garden. Like, hey, I know all of you, and I trust all of you enough to like send people to you. I don't want to turn it into like, hey, anybody and everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You know what I mean? So yeah, and we've got Tony Robbins on it. We've been doing traffic with him for 2 months now, and been pretty happy with where we are going there. So yeah, it's got a lot of momentum. And it's kind of like one of those things where, like, revenue wise, it's definitely not the biggest thing I'm working on, but like, if this works, everything I'm doing is going to work.
Yeah, because ultimately it's performance, not selling packages.
It's not
And these
selling
guys can
packages.
scale.
And also keep in mind on the back end here, we're sending 200 emails per month to all the segments. So like if you're a coach, you get a separate set of emails if you're at 0 to 10K versus 10 to 30K. And we can take your content or your stuff and do solo emails, but it doesn't feel like solo emails anymore because it's hyper targeted.
So are you customizing each of these as they go out, or you've like got these pre-written ones by every bucket?
No, we're doing these like month by month.
Okay.
We've got these segments, and basically we just got a super AI assistant writer, and then part of the content is just free content that's out there until we get to the point where we've got all of our partners, and we're like, okay, sweet, you got this. Give us your resource, give us your webinar, whatever. Hey, your launch is in April. We can send 3 emails during this time, and so it's all paid per performance. And then like for example, we're not doing a bidding system, but we are doing like we just went live with Dan Martell, and he's like, hey, I only want SaaS businesses at 7 figures. All right. Well, that's $50 a lead. Right. When Tony came, he's like, anybody with a heartbeat, his team, anybody with a heartbeat. All right, $4 a lead.
Yeah.
So it's based upon country you're targeting, revenue range you're targeting, and like how many leads are obviously coming in the system. Because
you're really building a two-sided network here.
I am building two-sided.
The majority are going to be discards. What the discard for one guy, one man's garbage.
It solves it's basically lead recycling.
Right. That's the biggest part here. I've heard other people attempt to do this, but I've never seen anyone like Jim Bunch tried to pull this off. Like this network of people that would like, recycle these leads because, you take the ones under 50 and I don't, but then and so this is like a network of programs.
Well, and the whole element is like online business owner never sells anything. It's a totally third party. And much like when you're on the platform, it's like you'll be online business. We don't have enough influence yet, but eventually it'll be like, hey, if you're on the platform, you're OBO certified.
Right.
And OBO certified, it's like, hey, we've taken a look at that business. That's a real, legit, actual business that has that brand. So yeah, and I mean, and we're about to launch our directory for trainings, resources, whatever. So let's say you're like, all right, I'm looking, what marketing trainings can I do this month? All the marketing trainings. Hey, are there any Instagram? Because think about it. If you want training for something, where do you go? Google, and Google's terrible at giving you actual training. Most of the time, it's like old shit.
Right.
There's nothing like in the now. And so basically, I want to make it so that if you've got hey, I want training on this, or I want resources on this, or hey, what experts should I trust for Instagram?
Yeah.
That doesn't exist right now. You go on, it's either like paid for article bullshit, or like Instagram, or like someone SEO'd, or someone, it's
garbage.
Not real. It's all garbage.
Yeah, even the ChatGPT recommendations are garbage.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I type in there, who's the best business mentor? It's like, it's you, Scott. I'm like, thanks for patting me on the back, man. Thanks for patting me on the back. Thanks for patting me on the back. Um, so yeah, man, that's what I'm building. I'm mostly just sharing it with everybody I possibly know
Uh-huh.
because I want to get as much energy behind it. Um, and I've been working on this. I acquired the company in 2022, but I
Uh-huh.
had this vision for a long time, and then we've been building it for, we launched it first in September, and I was like, man, like the whole time I'm like, I'm not very optimistic. I'm like, there's got to be something I'm missing here. Like, there's got to be something I'm missing. Like, this seems so simple. It's the simplest business model of my life, and the data just kept on coming back. Had some hurdles, got over those. Those are fine. V2 is on time by 5 days. We're supposed to go live March 15th. I think we're going to do it.
Okay.
And we're next month we'll be able to do A/B split tests to like the whole dashboard, real-time data. So, anyways, man,
I
that's
love it.
on.
This is a real platform.
Yeah,
Because it really has both sides. And then
yep.
you can track these leads all the way through. But then it requires some
Well,
intelligence in the middle, the brain.
correct. But here's where the real value comes from, which is, and obviously we're ways away from this, which is if this tied in the right way to everybody, we could literally predict the value of a lead based upon their lifetime spend across all people. So imagine somebody comes
You'd have to
in,
have a lot of data to do that, but yeah,
you'd have to have a lot of
we'll
data to do it for sure. You'd have to have a lot of
yeah.
data to do it for sure. But again, 5 years into the future here, you could technically do that. Now, I don't think that would work for online business owners, but the whole idea is you take this model and you go, okay, let's go over to finance and let's go over to health and
Yeah.
wellness. Let's go over to those different things and just copy and paste the format.
Yeah, yeah. You could be the Amazon marketplace of every vertical
Yeah, pretty much.
where you don't have to fulfill the product. Yeah, you're just the middleman. But you
Yep.
have the data, you have the network, you have the combined momentum of what the brand trust of all these people that are, the Jay Shettys and Tony Robbins and all that. That creates a moat that even if someone else had your same
You,
tech, it doesn't matter.
the tech doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
The tech,
It's the brand advantage.
which is why I don't think anyone's ever been able to do this because it's like you've got to have money to be able to get it off the ground. You have to
Yeah.
have initial audience. You have to have influence, and you
Yeah.
have to have enough time because like I haven't made any money on it yet.
Right.
And I mean I'm a million in for all intents and purposes.
Right.
And but like there's not many people that can pull it off.
Yeah. I
But it's
mean,
me.
it has to be someone, they have to be one of us to pull it
You have
off.
to be one of us. Yeah, 100%. You got to be like one of the top 100, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like I can get on a call with pretty much anybody in the industry
Right.
and I don't have to convince them,
Right.
right?
Right.
And so it's just gotten to the point now where it's like I'm confident enough to be able to be like, all right, every person I know needs to
Uh-huh.
know that I'm working on this. So that if there's any opportunities, I mean, maybe there's an opportunity to package in the knowledge thing that you're doing,
Yeah.
for sure. Because like I've also gotten like a 25K package that's been
Yeah.
definitely doing quite well. But at the end of the day, it's this side of the industry is only going to grow,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And like I sold two media companies to SEMrush last year.
Oh, dang, congrats.
And this is yeah, okay, we're not recording. So this is between me and you. They were like, hey, when we were in due diligence, I was like, hey, well, why are you buying this? And they're like, we can't acquire a customer for profit anymore. So we took half of our marketing budget and we put it into media acquisition for the next 3 years because we know that we can acquire a customer if we can get our cost per acquisition to zero over at the media company.
Right. Right.
So I also have a roll up of media companies that I'm also working on separately from this. Like I've got, this one, for example, AI Simple, that's like teaching AI to entrepreneurs. And I got, Shoptimize, that's e-commerce. So I basically got these media companies that are newsletters sending 2 or 3 times a week. And also keep in mind, every single person that comes in here, building a moat, brother. Every single person comes into here, hey, back to online
Yeah.
business owner.
Yeah. I love it.
Right. Yeah.
You're like
So
Agora's sister.
yeah, there you go. There you go. It's one big. Yeah, that's. I'll take that comparison. Uh, so yeah, man. Anyways, I don't know if
I
there's
love
any.
it.
Particularly, but I want to show it to as many people. I also want as many people to poke holes in it because at the end of the day, I'm kind of at that all-in territory at this
Yeah.
point. I've kind of stayed away from being that way for the last year.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, no, like this makes sense.
Yeah. It really does because it leverages advantages that accrue further moats.
Yeah.
Everything I can't tell you, Scott, how many people have come to me with AI this and AI that, and I roll my eyes. I'm like, you realize I'm an engineer, and AI is just a layer on top of search, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But your thing, unlike all these other people that have shown me stuff, has a reinforcing moat that gets bigger and bigger.
Well,
As long as that you can show the performances there, which I'm positive you will.
we will, and I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's like our lead cost, like our revenue per lead is so high even right now
Yeah.
that like let's say I like 20% of every lead we send, we expect we're going to refund and give back because of the engagement checking. I mean,
Right.
like I know just from what I do, just from my personal brand, 4% of every lead from Facebook bounces, right? I know every single lead, 20% of them are never going
Yeah.
to open an email.
Yeah.
Facebook came to me and said, hey, well, we're going to refund 25% of your lead costs because they aren't real people or they're not interested. I mean, that's ridiculous. And we're going to tell you what our next version, we've been A/B split test and we only lose 1.5% conversion if we get someone's phone number.
Yeah.
And we believe that we lost the conversion because our database that looked up what country was fucking malfunctioning. I mean, if I can get a phone number and I can get everything
Yeah.
else and it costs less than meta ads,
Yeah.
game changer, man.
Have you tried split testing this with a native Facebook lead ad?
You mean like where the pop-up
Forms.
No, I
Their
haven't.
forms.
No, I haven't. I
That'd be
haven't.
interesting though, wouldn't it?
It would be, we wouldn't be able to customize a thank you page, but we could deliver it by email.
Yeah, as long as you collect their info.
Would be interesting.
The trade-off is, of course, the lead is a third the cost, but then you have to.
How much I haven't used lead I haven't used those much.
Lead ad is my favorite thing on Facebook by far right now.
Do you know the cost per generally is like how much lower?
It's generally half to a third of whatever your on-site lead is. And so the number one complaint people have with Facebook lead ads, Scott, is, oh, well, yeah, the leads are cheap, but they're all crap.
Yeah, I
But
don't
that's because there's two things. A, they don't have the follow-up sequences connected to the lead through their HubSpot or whatever it is. And then B, even the Facebook team doesn't know that until recently that you have to pass back conversion API data on
right.
what is a good lead or not. Otherwise, they're just going to keep giving you optimizing the cost per lead without regard of quality.
Yeah, it would be interesting. This is our numbers right now on Meta to get somebody a lead on online business owner.
Well, that's great. Yeah. It's so it
Yeah.
would be a lot cheaper than that.
And we get 42% of the people that opt in fill out all the questions.
Wow. This would probably beat a Facebook lead ad, but it's worth the test just to
It
spend
is worth a
thousand
test. I
bucks
didn't
just
even
to
think
see.
about it. I haven't even thought about it. It's worth a test for sure.
Because you understand the advantage on the what used to be called instant forms is that it pre-fills a lot of the information, but then you still have to ask the custom questions. And if you have too many custom questions, then at a certain point it's like, okay, it's better to do it on the web.
Yeah.
But if you have a Tony who's like, I'll take anybody, and there's not as many qualifying questions, or even
Well,
if you have a ton of
we do
qualifying,
qualification for everyone.
yeah,
Because in order for Tony to take the lead, they've got to select. A lead ad wouldn't actually make sense because we wouldn't be able to pass back the data in real time.
sure you can.
Like on the thank you page?
You can pass back data all the way along the way. You can collect data along the way. It's not just when they get to the end, you get the data.
Right, I see.
You can even like you
Because
can use, you know,
in order for someone to pay us, the system's got to, hey, what's relevant to this person? It's got to show that. They've got to
right.
select it, and then it goes. So maybe it could. I'm not sure. I had
Yeah.
to look into it. Yeah, man, that's what I've been working on, like mostly in the background, stealth.
Yeah. That's interesting, huh? So that's because you haven't published your long Facebook posts like you normally would, but yeah.
The appeal of having a personal brand continues to be more and more difficult, brother.
Yeah.
Just
Rather be a business owner than a celebrity.
not motivated as much anymore. Listen, I've committed to being a celebrity because it does a lot of great things that I couldn't do if I didn't, right?
More a power network than a celebrity. You're not trying to be Beyonce.
No, correct. Yeah, but yes, influential, and I know my content's very influential. Now,
Yeah.
I'm about to launch out a whole YouTube strategy and a lot more on video. I've been enjoying video a lot more longer form video. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just not as motivated. I think the truth is the things I'm doing, I've acquired 45 businesses over the last 4 years. People aren't as interested in that shit.
Yeah, the unsexy things are the ones that make the money.
Yeah, so it's like, me talking about whatever I'm talking about that most people are interested in. It's just like I can't be bothered. So it's fucking tough, man. It's not that I don't want to do it, but the things I want to talk about don't get any reach.
I have the same thing too. The things I think are most interesting, by definition, it's the word vulgar.
Yeah.
It comes from Latin and vulgaris, which means common and of the public. So the things that get the most engagement by definition are the most low IQ stuff.
Super dumb stuff. Yeah, and it's like I can play the game, but it's like I'd just rather go for a drive. I can play the game, but I'd rather do, other stuff. Here, also one other thing I just want to show you real quick that I'm working on. Hold on. Sharing this with somebody else. It's the other thing I'm working on. Building a retreat center for entrepreneurs.
Where's that?
I'm in Indiana now, so I own 200 acres of land, and I'm going to build the first real, I'm going to call it the Wisdom House. It's going to be a place specifically for entrepreneurs. I've done all these masterminds, and I mean, you would have been the one, and I've never been able to find a place that's like built for it. So this is literally built from the ground up, exactly what I want and it'll be on my land.
Where is it?
It'll be Blooming. It'll be just outside of Bloomington.
Bloomington. Oh, I'm in Bloomington a couple times a year.
Are you?
Yeah, my buddy Anthony Hill. You've probably seen his face everywhere. He's Anthony's Lawn Care. He's got the green shirt.
You know what? I saw him on. I spoke at Perry Marshall's event last week.
Yeah.
Website, and I'd love an introduction to him.
Yeah. Let me just send an intro to you guys right now.
I don't know him.
Oh, he's great. Let me do that right now.
It'd be cool. I don't know anyone here. I just moved like 5 months ago. I literally don't know.
What's your phone number?
It is 3. Here, I'll just text it to you. I'll message it to you on.
I thought for sure we texted, but maybe it was Facebook. I don't know. I get them all confused. They all blend into one thing for me.
I'd love that, and obviously, if you're here, I'd love to hang out with you, man. If you're.
Yeah. I'm probably going to be in the next month.
Yeah, absolutely. You let me know when.
Yeah. Let me.
We'll go out and go for a drive.
I gotta send this right now, otherwise I will forget. I'm the kind of person where I need to take care of it now.
You're good. You go for it.
I don't want to have to worry about. There we go.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate that a lot. Super appreciate that. It's really funny. I saw him on his testimonial, and I was like,
yeah,
man, gotta get connected to him. I don't know. I don't have any. I got one entrepreneur friend around here that is very cool. He owns the largest, anything that's gluten-free in America, 85% of it, he produces it.
Wow, really? Dang, okay.
Yeah, he's doing well. It's like a $3 billion company. Yeah, man. Well, anyways, that's what I'm working on. If there's any connection of anything you're doing that might be in there, or what you guys are selling, or anyone that
I just want to help you with your personal brand stuff, and then that gives us stuff to talk about.
I'm done. Like, let's do it. Send me a payment link for the knowledge base. I'll do it right now.
Cool. Awesome. Give it to you.
You got it.
Awesome, Scott. I wasn't even intending on trying to sell anything, but okay.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I've been trying to do that, and I'm just like, I don't know who to fucking talk to get it done. It's not like I'm a hard person to get the personal brand passed or whatever. I just haven't done it.
Yeah.
So it's important. And I'm about to, I'm about doing podcasts and all that type of stuff again now, because that's something I want to talk about, again. I haven't felt like talking about anything because honestly, I don't want to be a business mentor for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I hear you.
I want to do other things. I want to do different things. Not if I got to talk about a marketing funnel ever again, you know what I mean? I don't want to talk about marketing funnels. All right, man, listen, man, I appreciate you. I'll text you from here on just because I got that messenger. You let me know when you're here and we'll hang out.